Ooh, welcome to Ole Walls House. It's me. It's your man. It's your main man. It's Ole Walls. And I'm back with you, ladies and gentlemen. Episode 233 coming your way. I believe, yes, 233. I think I'm almost 90% sure. I'm double checking that as we speak here. Slowly because my phone sucks, but 233, almost positive. Yes, 233. 233 times Ole Walls has come to you. Your man, your main man. It's me, Ole Walls. As always, I just want to start by saying thank you to everybody. Appreciate all the support, the watches, the listens. Thank you so much. If you guys could, just rate, review, comment, subscribe, and share. Let everybody know Ole Walls House, it's the place to be. Fun show coming. We got the boys joining us. Wiater, Slano, and Bucky all coming to join us to break down the Masters. I spilled some water on myself. Rory McIlroy's back-to-back victories at Augusta. We'll talk about that, along with a plethora of other things Masters related. If you're looking for some Ole Walls House merch, don't forget the link is in the show notes below. You can go on there, get yourself some sweet Ole Walls House merch. You can even find some Full Range Pod merch on there. And don't forget to check out my guy MJ over at the Full Range Pod. You can find that at the Full Range Pod at Spotify and Apple and on the Ole Walls House YouTube channel. One other housekeeping note. Next Thursday for the draft, we will be live for every single pick. MJ and I, Full Range Pod and Ole Walls House combo pod going live. I believe that's his pod for the week. So don't forget to check us out. We're going to start about 15 minutes before the draft, get everything rolling, get set, just, get into it, get ready, get available. Hopefully some fellas will drop by again and we'll have a grand old time. So other than that, let's just get into it. Ladies and gentlemen, we're back. Masters recap. We got all the boys here. Mr. Eric Aeppli. Bucky, how we doing today?
I'm great, Jordan. How are you?
Oh, fantastic. Fantastic. And then the two Augusta boys, fresh off their trips down Magnolia Lane. Mr. Wiater, how are you?
Doing well. Pleasure to be here with you fellas tonight.
And Mr. Jeff Slanovec, how are you, good sir?
Fantastic. Pleasure to be here.
No, the pleasure is mine, guys. We have just witnessed a back-to-back Masters champion for the first time in, 24 years, I believe, since Tiger in 2002. Rory McIlroy gets it done. Waits something like 3,600 days in between Masters 4 and 5. It does not even take him a full year. 3,535 days in between majors 4 and 5. He gets to 6 in just 362 days. Let's just start with overall takeaways of Rory's win. Jeff, you're looking feisty this evening. Why don't you lead us off? Just big picture thoughts.
I'm looking feisty because the Braves just had a 2-out RBI double. My thoughts are it's a golf course that's perfect for him. If he didn't blow the one in 2014 was it? He'd probably have 3 or 4 by now. Everything about Augusta suits his game. He wants to work the ball right to left. He hits it a mile. When he's at his best, he's a phenomenal mid to long iron player. He chips it, he putts it. It's a shock that it took that long to get his first, but it feels like the floodgates might really be open. He doesn't even have to hit it straight, as evidenced by this week. So, yeah, I mean, it's when he and Rory are playing, or when he and Scotty are playing well, look out, everybody else.
Mr. Wiater.
Well, he certainly came out guns blazing on Thursday and Friday. I think it was probably the most impressive part was after his Saturday round, which wasn't great, and his front 9 today that was a little sketchy. That he really was able to settle himself. For what we know is the best part of the Masters, which is the back 9 on Sunday.
Mr. Aeppli.
I'd say validation. A lot of people have won it once, but to back it up and do it back to back and to win it twice puts you into some pretty elite company and vaults him secures him, I guess, as an all-time great, really.
Yeah, I'm going to kind of steal a little bit of what everybody said. Grinded it out over the weekend, like Wiater said, kind of a gutty performance. Didn't seem to have his best stuff Saturday for sure. Probably the front nine today either. Definitely validates the win. And then I think, like Jeff said, the 2011, I think it was 2011, back nine disaster. But everybody was saying, like, he should win a ton here. This course fits him, like, year after year. How many years in a row did we come into this place? And it's like, oh, it's Rory's year at the Masters, guys. It's Rory's year this time. And he just couldn't get it done. And we talked last year on the pod, was like, this going to open the floodgates for him? Or was the way he did it kind of a little shaky and maybe we don't know? Well, it's definitely opened the floodgates at Augusta for him. So, I mean, just really impressive first 2 days. He made it very, very interesting for us on Saturday. A little bit of a letdown in action today, I thought, though. Did anyone else feel that? Like, it was setting itself up like we were going to have a really fun day. And then we got to the second nine, and it felt like nobody wanted to win the golf tournament.
I think it's so much more fun when the tournament ends on shots made versus shots missed. And today was kind of a story of shots missed, which made it, a little disappointing in a way.
The people who made a run were too far back for it to matter. Like Scotty missed the putt on 17, and he was just too far back to not make that putt, right? But then you look at the final couple groups, and what we love about the back nine at Augusta is that it sets up for birdies. Like the 13 can be a birdie hole, 14 pin birdie hole, 15 birdie hole, 16 birdie pin. And so few of those final groups took advantage of any of that, including Rory himself, right? Like Rory birdies one of them, I think. He birdied 13, right? But that's it. And it kind of got away from us. We were like, beginning of back nine, like, this could be awesome. And then once they got through 16 and nothing really happened, you're like, oh, like, you can make a complete mess of the last two holes and still make five, right? Like, there's no big numbers looming on 17 or 18 except bogey.
Yeah, I'll just read off the guys making the turn. We had Rory going to the back nine, was at 11. Scheffler was at 9. I'm just reading down how the leaderboard finished. Hatton was 7 going to the back nine and then really turned it on. Henley was 10. Rose 12. Rose was actually leading this tournament, which I think is going to get a little lost in that there was a point where he had I think a 2-shot lead for just a minute after he finished 9 and Rory hadn't gotten to 8 yet.
It was 11. Yeah. He bogeyed 11 as McIlroy birdied something.
The two guys that stuck out to me were, for different reasons, Justin Rose. It felt like he had the tournament in his grasp. And then he just like completely lost his swing, it looked like, for like a 3-hole stretch. And opposite, Russell Henley was just puring it around Augusta and hitting it to 12 feet. It felt like all day long and just could not make a putt.
You know what else is kind of easy to overlook is Scheffler lost by 1, and that putt he hit on 17 was extremely close to going in.
The angle they showed it in, I was like, oh, that's just going to like do the little sideways drip fall. And I was flabbergasted that didn't go in from the camera angle they were showing.
And that's like the same putt that Nicklaus made in 86. And I was watching something yesterday, I think it was during the broadcast, they were talking to Jack, and he was talking about how he was indecisive on the read, but he told his son, who was caddying for him, that it was going to, he just felt like it was going to come back left at the end because of whatever, the tributary or Rays Creek or whatever the hell it is that's on that side. And Scheffler's putt like stood up and fell left at the end and like missed by less than that. I mean, was on the lip.
Way to use the approved language there, by the way, Eric. The tributary of Race Creek. It is not Race Creek. It is the tributary of Race Creek.
Oh, there we go. How about it?
Yeah, Jeff, you made a good point, too. Like, the guys who played really well today and posted good numbers, like, all came from a ways back. I mean, second, third, fourth, and fifth on the scoreboard started the day at 7, 4, 6, and 8. And then Morikawa was the other guy who made a run, started the day at 5. And then you go a little bit further down the board to guys that finished 4 back. They started at 3 and 4 in Homa and Shoffley. Like, there were runs out there, and there were guys going a little lower. But like you said, it wasn't Burns and Cameron Young, right there, right behind him. So that hurt us. We kind of got the wrong guys making the move.
Yeah, and Cam Young's putter just disappeared. Like we've been crowning this new caddy of his who he claims is the best green reader of all time, and he's turned Cam Young into a phenomenal putter. And really, I guess it was the last, I remember it from 6, I think was the last time he hit the ball into the center of 6 and it hit off that shelf and shot it way left and he 3-putt, and it felt like he never really recovered after that. I can't remember really a big putt he made until 18 to salvage the T3 that he made after that. He had plenty of chances from 5 to 20 feet. And a lot of those putts were at times where Rory had the same putt. And if he makes one, like I felt like his putt on 12, if he makes that, Rory's putt gets much, much tougher, right? He has the putts on the par 5s. If he makes the putt on 13, Rory's putt gets a little bit tougher. He has a putt on 15. He has a putt on 16. Made none of them and really didn't have a chance. If he makes one of those, Rory hitting a foul ball on 18 becomes a much bigger deal with a 2-shot lead instead of 2-shot lead over someone who's still on the golf course over 2-shot lead versus someone who's in the clubhouse.
How much do we think Rory missed his mark on 12? He was not aiming to hit that ball where he hit it.
I never know with him though, man. Like Rory's just like got that like
he was going for.
I don't think it was as far right as we think.
I think it went quite a bit right after it landed on the green. Like it finished good because it had cut spin. He was hitting like a high cut, but it landed like kind of over the bunker, which I think is where I tried to hit it. It just like either got a good bounce or had a lot of right spin, being a 9-iron.
Yeah, that was kind of my point. It's like it was over like the middle right side of that bunker, but it wasn't like it was crazy right. Like Cam Young's line that he took,
much ballsy,
squeaked over. Like I was looking in the air, I was like, "Oh, there goes Cam Young." Like he might get dropped from coverage here.
We didn't even get somebody hit the ball in the water on 12 though that mattered, did we today? Like nobody went in the water on 11 that mattered. Nobody went in the water on 12 that mattered.
Tell you what, 15 could have been different with Scotty making birdie from where he made birdie, and then Rory's third shot on 15 very easily could have came back into the water, and we'd be having a totally different story right now.
Well, I literally said as I was watching it, I was like, "Oh my God, how'd that not like come back and spin? Like coming off the downhill, you'd think you get a little extra check on it." And it didn't check at all. It like hopped forward from that spot. Like I saw where it hit and I was like, "Oh, that ball's going backwards." And I don't know. Something about the way he hit it, it just kind of hopped forward.
I think he caught it thin.
I was going to say, I'm very familiar with that, and it's a little bleedy.
Got a little extra momentum going there.
Yeah.
This is circling back a little bit to what Jeff was saying too, though, when we were talking about Cam Young. He missed that little short putt on 6 that would have put him up 3 over Rory and kept him up probably, I think Rose had gotten to 10 by that point too, but kept him up 2. And like you said, he only made one more birdie. He made that sick birdie on 8 where he hit that awesome chip shot. Did any of you guys, like, when that came off the club, where you're like, "Oh God"?
Yes.
100%. I
was like,
I thought he bladed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like just because the camera angle they had it on, and he wasn't really like that open with his stance. I was like, oh no, like he was trying to like hit that one higher and softer, and just rocked it.
And they never mentioned that as an option. Like they were never like, oh, he might use this bank on the other side of the green. Like he already had green to work with. Like he missed it on the correct side. I'm guessing they probably just hadn't really seen anybody use that play. I assume he'd been eyeing that play up the whole week. Like, if you bail out there, there's no doubt that he knew he was going to be doing that to that pin.
Yeah.
Whoever was out there with them, I don't know if it was, I think it was Colt Nose, was quick once they switched camera angles. He's like, oh, this is coming back off the hill. Like, they were quick once it happened to like say it, but yeah, never set us up for it at all. Let's talk Scheffler a little bit here. Obviously, Rory. I mean, there's only so much we can say. Like, let's do the Rory thing a little bit more here. Actually, now that I'm talking myself into it. I mean, all-time great now, 6 majors, same amount of majors as Phil now. So I mean, we're in rarefied air with him. Kind of, a couple years ago at the PGA, what was that, 2023, Koepka surpasses him in major wins, maybe putting a little bit of a stake to best player of the generation. The two Masters wins these last 2 years, I think pretty clearly make it Rory's the best player of this generation. A ton of PGA Tour wins to go with it. That was always the knock against Koepka. A ton of other international wins, Ryder Cup stud. Like, he is undoubtedly the best player of this generation without question now, right?
Might be the best Euro of all time now, too.
Who else is in that conversation? I mean, Faldo, Seve.
I think I saw someone, is it Seve, that has more overall wins than Rory, and Rory's now tied him in majors. But like the majority of his are all Euro Tour wins.
What's Seve's full name? Why can't I think of that?
Seve Ballesteros.
Oh, thank you. Gosh, I was losing it so I could look him up here. Seve has 90 professional wins, 9 on the PGA Tour, 50 Euro Tour wins. That's a few.
Right, and I think Rory's now at like 52.
5 majors
Euro
for Seve.
PGA Tour wins.
So yeah, I think this gets him by Seve. I mean, career Grand Slam too, pushes him past Faldo. You'd have to think. Yeah, Rory's got 30 tour wins, 21 European tour wins. I mean, some of those are double counted because of the majors and things like that. But yeah, I mean, I think it's him. I mean, I'm not even a Rory fan, and I think you got to say he's the best probably Euro there is out there. If you look at the totality of what he's done, the area he's been doing it in, and the whole picture.
And he's got good years of golf left.
Yeah.
Right, like he's not done.
He could get to 10.
Yeah.
Especially since his wife hates him. It's not like the opposite of Scotty.
Yeah, Scotty likes to go home. I'm pretty sure Rory's like, let me get out and practice a little more. Yeah, he's only 36. I mean, Justin Rose is 45, and he's been right there the last 2 years at the Masters. Like, and Rory's infinitely more talented than Justin Rose.
Right.
Let's talk Scotty a little bit here. And I think, Scotty loses by 1 coming down the stretch here. It's funny. He posts a bogey-free weekend, 67-68, and it felt like he left a bunch out there both days. Just a wild statement to say. But he played 2 pretty well this week. I'm just talking par 5 performance here. 5 under on the par 5s for the week. Rory was 10 under. Scotty made 1 birdie on 13 and 15 all weekend, which was 15 today, which was a very unlikely birdie. I think we could all agree. Bogeyed 13 and 15, both of them on Friday. So 1 over on 13 and 15 for the whole weekend and loses by 1 shot. I mean, if you look back and be like, man, what was the difference? It's like, Scotty, just don't make those 2 bogeys, maybe mix in 1 extra birdie on those holes that should fit you. And you're a 3-time Masters champ, and maybe even kind of peel away with this thing a little bit.
Not that it's a reason that he shouldn't birdie it, but 13's T-ball can't be super comfortable for him.
Yeah.
Like, he definitely doesn't like to work the ball that way. Not that he can't lay it up and flip wedges, but Rory, who's turning it the other way, that's a pretty comfortable T-ball for him. I mean, what, he hit at 350 today on that hole?
Yeah, he did.
Roped it.
It seems like Scotty is that guy, though, that, like, when he shows up, he's going to be there at the end. Like, he's just always finds a way to be there at the end. I think he's that much better than everybody else, because it didn't even seem like he made, like, he did make some good par putts throughout his round today, so you can't really say that he didn't make anything. But he hits it to, like, I don't know what the stats would say about his proximity to hole, but my God, it seemed like he was hitting it to, like, 10 feet on every hole every time I saw him throughout the weekend. And eventually you're going to make those, but it's hard to make a ton of them, especially at a course like that. I can only imagine how hard it is to putt when you're not below the hole.
Yeah, Scotty's got the thing, and like you talk about it with like a lot of like good golfers that like get up on top of the leaderboard and like, oh, they can't finish. It's like, well, finishing's hard, and you only say that about guys that like continually put themselves there. Scotty's got that thing with his, you know, like how good he hits it, that like you're just going to always see him having like 15, 20 footers all the time. And you see those and you're like, oh, he should make more of these. Like, yeah, those are hard putts to make.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my takeaway from a Scotty perspective is I don't really think to this point this year he's hit it great with his irons. And I think the statistics say it's been one of the worst couple months of his last really 2.5 years of his run. And this week was the first time I feel like since last year, like I felt like when he was in the middle of the fairway, he was going to hit a really high cut that was going to move 3 or 4 feet to the perfect position. And he was going to give himself 5 to 15 feet and have those chances the entire time. And that's the one thing that the difference between really good Rory and really good Scotty is that Scotty, when he's not really, really good, doesn't lose the irons. And Rory's iron play, when it's really good, is good. But when it goes bad, he's overhooking stuff. He's coming up short, right on stuff. And it feels like Scotty found his irons again. And I don't know what that means moving forward, but it can't mean great things for the rest of the field.
He only gained 0.53 shots approach today. Yesterday, it was plus 5.48, which is just a silly number. He actually lost shots on Friday. Today, he gained 2.4 shots putting. So, I mean, he putted really well today. I think only Colin Morikawa and Sam Burns putted better today. Yeah. But, I mean, I'm hard-pressed to look forward and be like, oh, Scotty at Aronimik, like, we're not going to imagine he's involved coming down the stretch of that place.
I think it'd be surprising. It'd be more surprising if he didn't win a major this year than if he did. For sure.
Where's the U.S. Open this year?
Shinnecock.
Yeah, that feels like Scotty written all over it, too.
I mean, is there a U.S. Open course that it wouldn't feel like he was going to contend at?
I mean, there's just not many courses that feel like he's not going to contend at. He drives it well. He peers the irons. He's a solid putter, and he chips it like a god.
Yeah, he really does.
He's not going to win at Aronimik, but that's a different story.
Your
he
boy,
might finish second.
You got your boy Justin Rose coming off yet another Masters heartbreak is going to pull it off for you.
That's right.
I don't think Rose is the guy at Aronimik. Hate to
well, he's only won there and finished second the 2 times that the tour's been there.
Okay.
And he also won at
What's
Marion.
that?
right down the road.
That helps your case.
Do you guys want to discuss your very loud claims that Jordan Spieth was the winner this week that you made pre-tournament?
Where did he finish?
The Masters scoreboard isn't good at giving actual place here, so let me count.
It wasn't high.
What do you finish at? 1 under? 1 over?
Somewhere around 11th.
3.
He got it to 5 under today.
Oh.
All right.
Huh.
That's a big tie at 5. I mean, there were a ton of guys at 5, so.
Better
He
than
had
my
a full supply of beans.
better than my original pick of Bryson.
Yeah, we should do the Bryson thing too. Like, whoa, that was not good.
Live
Were the last
golf.
2 years at the Masters an aberration? Like, he has struggled to hit his irons well around this place.
I think so. I think last year the one thing that turned me off after I thought Bryson was going to do well was when they got into how good his short game was last year. And I don't think that that's something that he's going to replicate year after year. And if that's what you're relying on, you're not going to be up there consistently. I mean, the guys that we see up there consistently, it's not because their short games are really good, but they don't have to solely rely on that for scoring.
Well, he has 3D printed irons this week.
Did he put those in the bag?
I thought they were in the bag.
He put one of them in.
Oh,
just one.
I think,
of course.
The 5 iron or something like that.
Has he developed the ball that goes straighter yet?
Hasn't made its way to Pennsylvania if he has.
I think having clubs that are all the same length, like when you're playing a course like Augusta, and he struggles with his irons. There's no way that makes sense.
I don't think anything he does makes sense, but then I sit there and he's won multiple U.S. Opens. He's competed in majors. Like, it's just so hit or miss. And the bad is so bad. Like, he was not even close on Thursday or Friday. Like, I mean, I know he almost made the cut, but like, making the cut at the Masters is really not some incredible accomplishment for a professional. I mean, like 60% of the field or 70% of the field makes the cut, right? And 10 guys in the field have no chance. So, like, it's not even that. Like, 3/4 of the field of the real pros who have a chance make the cut. So, yeah, he had a chance until he botched 18 in hilarious fashion, but he just does some ridiculous shit out there. The bunker shots, some of the hooked irons, and then you sit there like, well, why am I hooking the iron? And Buck said it, like, well, maybe it's because you're hitting a 9 iron that's really a 7 iron with the same length shaft as a 3 iron. Like, I don't know, dude. Like, seems like a lot.
I mean, think about trying to hit a bunker shot. Think about trying to hit a bunker shot with a club the length of a 6 iron.
Right.
That's what he has to do.
And not just a standard bunker shot, like one of those, like a side hill funky bunker shot where you gotta like flop the shit out of it or something.
I've never thought about that part. I've never thought that he's chipping with a 3 iron length club.
It was the bunker shot he had on 11 that he really made a mess of, right?
Well, 18 too. He left it in the bunker.
Oh, that's right. He did it on 18 too. Well, I was just thinking of the one on 11. And obviously, different pin, but Justin Rose was way, if you're coming down the hole, way right as the TV camera shows you, way left. And the pin is way to your right as you're watching on TV. And he got that over the bunker by like a foot. And so now I'm thinking back, and it trickled all the way down the hole. And I'm thinking back to Bryson with a fucking 6 iron in his hand, opened up wide, trying to splash one out to a close pin, keep it there, and not have it trickle away from you. Like, that seems like an impossible thing. And everybody copies everybody, like in all sports, but like definitely on like the PGA Tour too. Like the second people saw Bryson get longer, they were like, oh shit, this is a great idea. We're all getting longer. Like, we're all going to swing it faster. Nobody has been like, oh, Bryson's single length irons, that's a great idea. We're all hopping on that bandwagon. Like, nobody's even like, well, I should just go practice and try it.
I think Bryson's a scientist, right? Like, that's how he's known. And golf is like, it's a science and an art. But at Augusta, more than anywhere else, there's a lot of art to what these guys do. Like, they talk about the imagination that it takes and the creativity, and like, in one way you could say that he has that, but like, it's like he's so obsessed with the scientific part of it that he forgets to just like, or he maybe refuses to just like play the game by feel. And maybe that's part of it. I don't know.
The Augusta thing's a good point, because I don't remember who said it. It's probably like Tiger or Jack or, some of those guys that have won around there a couple times. They're like, you don't read putts at Augusta, you just remember them. Like, you get there and it's just like, oh, everything's just a little different. Like, you get to 12 and it should be a pretty stock, 155-yard shot. It's like, oh no, the wind just goes in circles down there, and you got to guess and you got to wait for the wind to stop, and all the greens are messed up and out of control. And yeah, I don't know. I was buying the Bryson hype coming in. It's like, oh, he's been right there the last 2 years, but this feels like just a regression back to the mean for him rather than an aberration.
Yeah.
Somebody else who I think was pretty disappointing, Jon Rahm. Any thoughts on the feisty Spaniard?
He stinks. I think he went to Live, and I do not think that Live has benefited these golfers for various reasons, but I think going to Live has hurt his career as much as it's hurt anybody's.
Agreed. Immensely.
I mean, there's one Live success story, Bryson, right?
Yeah.
Nobody else has gone there and still had continued major success.
I mean, they don't play. Like, even I think it was Patrick Reed was talking about, maybe it wasn't Patrick Reed, somebody was talking about being excited about just playing like it the traditional way.
It was Patrick Reed.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Reed.
They're like, you have to go last when you have the lead, And like out there on Live, like if you're all playing at the same time, it can't feel the same way. You're playing in a shotgun. You don't even know what's going on. Like, there's a lot more pressure the way that traditional golf is. And it's 72 holes, and the fields on the PGA Tour are way better. So, playing better competition week in and week out is going to make you sharper.
I don't have any thoughts on Jon Rahm because I don't know that I remember him hitting a single shot the entire golf tournament. And he was one of my fantasy picks this week. So, I heard him say after he's got to rethink how he preps for these tournaments, and he does, because he's not playing Live Aberdeen or Live Adelaide or whatever it's called, or Live South Africa or whatever against a bunch of Michael Lasasso and random European guys we've never talked about.
Hey man, Anthony Kim's back.
True, he won.
And won.
That might be the biggest indictment of Live that Anthony Kim won golf.
Which is more than Jon Rahm. Jon Rahm hadn't won like 2 years, right?
I think he has one win now.
Right, until he won recently, but that was after Anthony Kim won, I think. And that dude,
that's a pretty wild
knows what
stat.
he was doing for 10 years, 12 years, 15 years. How long has it been since he was relevant? But yeah, he's racked up T6s and T4s and T8s. And
I mean, we talk about it like the Masters not being like that good of a thing. Like, you better rack up T10s if you're Jon Rahm and Live. Like, if you're supposed to be one of the best golfers in the world. Like, if you're finishing outside the top 10 over there, like, whew. But, I mean, I think that's just more of what we've been saying for like 2 years since he's left, honestly. Well, you gentlemen were on the grounds down in Augusta this week. So I kind of wanted to get your just your feelings of your first time there and just overall thoughts. I told Matt before I went, I was like, I'm going to sound like such a tool because everybody says this. I'm like, you won't believe the elevation changes, yada, yada, yada. But like, just get back to me. TV doesn't do it justice. No, trust me, I've been there. Like, it's the most like annoying thing to hear someone say. But then you're like, but it's so true. So I just want to get some of your thoughts and, start there.
Well, you said it for me, but I will add to that. I was so sore the next day from walking the golf course. Like, my legs have not been sore like that in a long time. Probably my other big takeaway was just the organization of everything. Like how they move you onto the property, how you get into the concessions, even to the bathrooms. Like the bathroom thing was hysterical, actually. When you get up to the front of the line, there's a guy standing there and asks you front nine or back nine. Like, you gotta take a piss or you gotta take shit. That's hysterical. But you stand in a line, you're like, wow, I'm going to be here for 45 minutes. And then 10 minutes later, you're through the concession line. Those have obviously besides the elevation stuff, which you mentioned, the organization was the big one for me.
Yeah, you lied to us when you said the elevation changes are going to surprise us and that it's more hilly than you think. I texted you this immediately after. Like, it's very, 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 very more hilly than you believe, and that TV does it no justice at all. And honestly, like, standing at the golf course is hard because you're never standing on level ground. So like your legs and lower body's completely engaged to like trying to keep your body like as still as and as equal as possible, I guess. The takeaway for me from the elevation standpoint is just how bad the TV. They show you elevation changes at other golf courses, and they don't do it at Augusta. And I don't know if that's like not allowed by Augusta, so they can't. But like, there's some really like the tee shot on 8 is and second shot on 8 is so much more uphill than it shows you. And they just don't even attempt to try to say how uphill or how downhill they are. Everybody knows 10's downhill. That was kind of wild, but like that second shot into 15, you're coming, I don't know, 20, 30 feet of elevation drop from the top of that fairway down to the green. And I know they say it's downhill, but like, it's like way downhill. So yeah.
I think the one that I found the most surprising, because people kind of like will tee up on like 10 and 18. You're like, oh, it's really uphill, it's really downhill on those, is the fairway on 13 is just absurd. Like, the ball's got to be like waist height for you in some of those like lies that they're like cutting back off that hill somehow to like try and get it to land soft onto that green. Just absolutely unbelievable.
Yeah, and I'm glad you brought up 18 because I know we disagree with this take, but if 18 was anywhere close to as tight off the tee as they make it seem like on television, Rory's ball would have come down 85 yards from the tee box. Like, that thing started so far right, and it still went 300-something yards in the air.
Well, Spieth's ball came down like 85 yards from the tee box the one year.
Yeah, that's happened before. I think he might have hit it through some trees and just gotten lucky, or else maybe it was over some of them.
Well, that could be, but I expected 18's tee ball to be more narrow than it was. We played at least one hole at Edgewater Golf Club the day before.
I think we lost.
That was significantly
the surf
tighter
sides
off the
kicked in
than 18 at Augusta was.
I think you have to take over the 18 tee ball discussion for your partner.
I do agree with him. It's not as tight as it looks on TV, and the tee ball doesn't seem as uphill. Actually, this is one of the ones I actually thought the opposite, that the tee ball doesn't look as uphill as they try and make it on TV. The second shot is straight uphill, but that tee ball doesn't seem as uphill as some of the other ones that are like, even one. Like, we walked on property and looked at the first hole, I'm like, oh, that's straight uphill. Holy shit. It's just all over the place.
Jeff's moving again. He's back with us.
I'm back.
Welcome back, Jeff.
Eric, you've
I'd
never
love to
been,
know
right?
more. I have never been. I have been to plenty of other, like, I've been to a handful of majors, and I've noticed that at other golf courses. Like, you talk about Shinnecock coming up. I went to Shinnecock the last time the U.S. Open was there. And I remember walking around that golf course and thinking the same thing, like the elevation changes and like the greens at Shinnecock, like the tabletops and how steep it was on like both sides of some of them. Like I felt like I would, if I had to play around the golf at Shinnecock, I'd probably just never finish, is what I felt like when I was walking that golf course. So I imagine that Augusta would feel the same way. Um, One thing I've heard about at Augusta that I would love to know more about is the underground tunnel system that they have there. Like, I think as fascinating as the golf course is, we might be more fascinated by the tunnels if we actually knew. Like, somebody was talking about it over the weekend where there's one concession stand that's like way the hell out there on the property. And the guy pointed out, like, you never see anybody driving food out there, do you? And they're like, no. It's like, yeah, because they have a tunnel to the concession stand. Like, they have a tunnel everywhere. So, I don't know. It'd be cool just to explore the tunnels at Augusta as much as it would be the golf course in some way.
I think it's the media centers on the other side of like the main road, like the Washington Road or whatever, like the main road is. And they built a tunnel underneath it and never once stopped traffic to build it. Right. I guess it's just like, we got you. Don't worry. We won't shut down traffic. We're just going underneath it, boys.
Yeah, I think the players park underground too.
Yeah, I think there's like an underground path from like that new player amenity building to something, and there's like ways to get to the range in a tunnel.
Mm-hmm.
Kiz said they on another podcast that we won't name, but we'd love.
It was Kiz. That's where I got this from.
Scramble.
But go ahead.
If they want to hear us on that other podcast, he was saying how they like drive in and like come up to the clubhouse and stuff from underground. Like that they take an elevator into whatever they need to so that they're not like walking around the premises and stuff.
Tunnels everywhere.
It's the most fascinating place I've ever been to, I think, like to witness a sporting event. And just the vibe and atmosphere, because I've been to, 5 or 6 different majors, I think, in my life. And just the vibe, the atmosphere, the way people act, what feels like a better golf knowledge. Like, I mean, I think everybody's a little bit, not on edge, but like just cognizant of the fact that, like, hey, if you screw around, like, they'll just kick you out and you'll never come back unless you sneak your way in, essentially, by buying, tickets on the resale market. So like everyone kind of keeps it together. You don't have people doing dumb shit. You're like, there's not a bunch of mashed potatoes getting yelled and stuff like that. But like it, and then, you're no phones now, like, which is just unbelievable in today's day and age that they still go with that. It's just so sweet.
Awesome. It's awesome. The no phones. You're conversating with so many other people too. Like you're just sitting at a random table instead of staring at Instagram. You're talking to 2 guys from Dallas or whatever, That's cool.
Yeah, I was going to add 2 other things. The first you kind of touched on is, like, they really should be running our government. Like, the way that they do that, things there. But when you think about it, it's really just holding people accountable with real consequences, right? Like, everyone goes to the Masters and is on their best behavior and follows all the rules because they know that they don't give a shit who you are. The rules are going to apply to you. Right? Like, if you break the rules, we're sending you home and you're never coming back. And there's not going to be a way to get around it. Like, you're not buying your way back in. They don't need your money. They don't want your money. Like, they are trying to keep it as prestigious and private of an event as possible. And they just happen to let 40,000 people in a day or whatever. The other takeaway I had is that it's the first major sporting event that I've ever been to where, for the practice round at least, I've never cared so little about what was actually happening on the golf course. Like, we watched guys hit golf shots, but it was so much more about being there, about like buying things, about walking the golf course, about seeing the undulations, seeing the holes. But like, there were very few times where we would like stop and like watch a ton of golf, other than the 2 times that we saw the group of Scheffler, Burns, Cantlay, and Xander. And then we went out to watch the Team Europe practice round of Hatton, Rose, Fleetwood, and Lowry. But outside of that, like, we didn't really watch a ton of golf being played because it just didn't feel like that was overly important. Like, Augusta National Golf Course itself takes over.
Yeah, I've always said that if I went, the only thing I care to do was just like walk the course. So I would have been the same way.
I was just thinking back to the time I went. The time I went, I left Washington, D.C. area at like 9 o'clock on Wednesday night with like the full week pass, but I was handing it off like Friday at like 1 or something like that. So I was like, I have to get there Thursday as fast as I possibly can. Drove all through the night, stopped at a hotel for like 2 hours to get some sleep. Got to the course at like 8:30, 9 o'clock. So like right as like everybody teed off, I was like, we're spending the whole day here. And I remember just walking around, doing the whole thing, hitting the merch shop, hitting the concession stand, like doing all those things. And then finally it was like 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon. I was like, man, I haven't like paid attention to like the golf much. And at that point, Phil was on like 15. I was like, okay, I'll just follow Phil in. But like, it took me all day to finally be like, okay, I'm just going to like lock in and like watch a group play out the rest of the way. Whereas like when you go to other courses, it is kind of like, okay, we're going to take a quick lap around and then we're going to either post up or we'll follow somebody in or something like that. And yeah, there's something about the place that like you just kind of get wrapped up in being there. It's the one thing in sports that like I feel like has really lived up to expectations, and the expectations are incredibly high.
It has to be because there's no guarantee you're ever back, right? Like, there's no guarantee that you're ever... I'll be able to watch all these guys play golf again, right? They're all going to play at Hilton Head this week. But there's no guarantee that I'll ever step foot at the Masters again, right? So it's just not... It's the only place you can't really buy your way into. You want to go to the U.S. Open, you want to go to the PGA, you want to go to the Olympics, you want to go to the Final Four, Kentucky Derby, Super Bowl. There's a price for all that. And it's really hard. I mean, I guess the Masters does have a price on the resale markets, but it doesn't.
They've been really cracking down on that the last couple years too.
Yeah, and it just doesn't feel like a real thing. Like, oh, I'm going to go buy tickets to the Masters. It just doesn't. It doesn't even sound normal coming out of my mouth. Like you win them. Like you win the lottery and then you win.
I'm 0 for about 16 on that lottery now.
Same.
They say it's 200 to 1, I read, in prep for going down this year. That's about the odds. Or 1 in 200. Yeah, 200 to 1, 1 in 200, same thing.
Of course Wiater won then.
All right.
Shout out Papa Dukes. He's getting the W there.
So when I went out to watch them play basketball during the season, his dad asked me if I was excited, and I joked with him. I was like, to be honest with you, I didn't know people actually won it. Like, I thought it was just one of those, like, things that is out there that, like, you don't just out know.
They just keep handing them out to the same 30,000 people regardless anyway.
And you know what Mr. Waiter responds? He goes, yeah, just like nobody wins those church car raffles on the boardwalk. And I was like, yeah, those too. And he goes, well, my wife won one of those.
Some people have all the luck.
Some people got it.
Yeah, and it's the waiters from New Jersey who have all the luck.
That's right.
Speaking of your time there,
you gotta believe that you've got the luck, boys.
Speaking of your time there, you guys gave us one name in particular to not bet on, not wager on, Mr. Brian Campbell. I'm going to list off a couple of names that Brian Campbell beat for the week. He made the cut. He birdied the first 3 holes of the tournament, too, if I'm not mistaken.
He did.
He beat Harris English, Lowry, Woodland, Dustin Johnson, Harmon, Fleetwood, Griffin, Rahm, Gerard, Haotong Lee, Justin Thomas, Sepp Straka, Siwoo Kim, Aaron Rai, Corey Connors, Kurt Kitayama, Sergio Garcia, Rasmus Højgaard. He beat all those guys on the weekend. Not to mention all the people who did not make the cut.
is that we were just dead wrong. I'd take that one right on the chin there.
Oh, I don't think we were dead wrong. We were right. Did he win?
No, but
He didn't win.
we
but
really
he wasn't,
leaned into that
you
one.
guys
there,
were
buddy.
you guys were setting him up to finish dead last or damn near.
Yep, 100%.
If you saw some of the chip shots that he was hitting from the front of 10 green, and then what he was doing on 11 and 12, you would have had the same thoughts.
He must have been trying something new. Decided not to go with it. Maybe he had Bryson's wedges out there.
He might have. He hit multiple balls from the front of 10 green that we could not see him attempt to hit because of how steep it is. But his caddy never got the ball. The ball did not make it to the green that his caddy was standing on waiting for said balls. And I know there was at least one ball, I believe, in the woods on 11 that he either did not play or something like
The
that.
left woods?
Yeah, whoop, left. Quick hook, I guess.
No one hits it over there anymore.
Quick hook. But
all right, I think
he apparently got it out of his system because he didn't do it.
I mean, he came out guns blazing. It was birdie to start the tournament, right?
Yep,
it was. I didn't feel great at 3 under through 3. For it's worth.
Anybody else down the leaderboard that we need to mention? Max Homa got his way back into the tournament. Got his way back in next year. After playing some pretty poor golf, shoots I think it was a bogey-free 67 today. Pretty good. Anybody else you guys want to shout out?
I thought Colin Morikawa.
Bucky took my name.
I thought Colin Morikawa, the way that he looked, was very impressive. That he was able to play as well as he did because he looked like he couldn't even swing the damn club.
I think his ball speed was down like close to 15 miles an hour this week from his average.
They said he hit no practice shots above like 270 yards the entire week or something like that. So, they track every shot on the range, which ironically was funny when Rory got off yesterday. I guess he went and banged a bunch of drivers and just completely fanned like 6 in a row into the trees, which I guess might be one thing to mention. I don't know if it was still this way when you were there way back, Jordan, but their driving range is like a Y shape, which is really cool. So like there's trees in the middle of the driving range and like 2 fairways. So you can practice like shaping shots off trees into the fairways, which Rory did not do yesterday coming off the golf course when he had the right miss. He still had the right miss. But that was pretty cool to realize.
We got to talk about Hao Tong Lee. Electric factory, that guy.
Hao Tong might be my new favorite golfer.
Oh, he's awesome. The thing about him learning to speak English by listening and watching Kevin Hart is incredible.
He threw a lot of money away today.
He sure did.
Just a little bit.
And like future invites. Like he was only in this thing because he finished 4th at the Open last year.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And I think the top 12, I think it was 7 under that gets in. If you were 7 under or better, I think you get an invite next year.
Yeah, it was top
at
12.
For a bit. He was at 8 under.
Oh, yeah.
He was at 7 going into 12. And then he made a triple.
And then a 10.
Let me see if I can share. Do they have like a shot by shot like thing? Oh, here's a good one. This is a great little screen grab. I'm just gonna show on the screen here where he is.
The picture is incredible.
Oh crap! It's making me do something. Just let me share it. Is it letting me? There we go. That was where he was at some point.
And he went in the water again after that.
He putted it in the water.
Yeah.
He did.
Take me to his fifth shot. It won't let me go to his fifth shot for some reason. They just stopped. They said you get 5 shots on the Masters website. After that, we're cutting you off. But yeah, this is my favorite thing, that 2, 3, and 4 are all over here in this vicinity. Just an incredible. One of my favorite things I saw out of him this week was he was talking about he had been playing with Rory, and Brad Faxon showed up, and he was like, "Oh, this guy, very good low handicap player." Rory had to tell him, he's like, "No, he's went on tour like 10 times."
I saw that one too. That was good.
To be so naive.
Right.
I can't. Every time he pops across my Instagram, I'm like, nope, I have to watch this. Like, this is going to be absolutely incredible. And was he the guy, Jeff, at the Masters, like, I don't know, like 7, 8 years ago, that there was the Asian reporter, and he's like, what do you think of Haotong Li's chances this year?
Well,
to every single guy.
And I think that came up because didn't he win that Dubai event one of the years that for like 2 or 3 straight years, the winner of like the Dubai Desert Classic won the Masters, I think. And I think Haotong won one of those. So he came over, but there was definitely a reporter, it might have been Haotong, where every single guy, American, European, whatever country you were from, you got asked what Haotong's chances were. Which, to be honest with you, is still a better question than some of the questions that these idiots ask when they get a chance to ask. Do you want
to get into the Scotty question? You were a big proponent that was a dumb question.
Yeah, I don't think necessarily the premise of the question is dumb. I think for you to sit there, you're a reporter, right? So, and I like Jason Sobel a lot. I think he's a good golf writer. But for you to have all day to think of these questions to ask people, like if there's more, like you can't just ask like, you shot 65. Like, do you think it should have been better or worse than that? Like, bring something to it. Like, hey, Scotty, like, I know you've mentioned, like, you missed a lot of short putts today. Like, 65 is a really good number. Do you feel like it could have been even better? Is a much better question than just saying, like, you shot 65. Do you think it should have been better or worse? Like, provide something that, like, makes your reasoning for asking the question valid. I don't know. I just think it's a shit question. I agree with Scotty. I was disappointed Scotty kind of took back his comment in the answer to the next question. But yeah, I'm all for these guys being assholes when people ask stupid questions.
Scotty's got like
is like the setup on where they do the interviews.
Very cool.
Like they just have they come off the course and there's just 3 little setups for interviews. Bang, bang, bang right there. Thought that was like another thing that was well organized and thought out.
Scotty's got this like little funny thing about him where like he'll kind of cut a reporter down and then like kind of chuckle at the end of it like he did to Jason Sobel. And then it's like, oh, he was just kind of messing with him. But it's like, it kind of cuts you a little bit on the way. It's like, oh, he just kind of burnt me and then just kind of laughed in my face about it at the end.
Well, I mean, as much as he acts, he plays the humble card a lot, right? Like, you don't get to be the number 1 golfer in the world without having a surplus in confidence. You know, confidence can come across as cockiness sometimes, too, and I think he's got plenty of it.
Anybody else we need to mention on the list? We had a Patrick Reed sighting for a while. Brooks Koepka was, I think, the winner of tees off on 1, finishes on 18, and you wonder where the hell he's been for the rest of the day. I think he's the winner of that award this week.
Yeah.
I'm just scrolling down the leaderboard. I don't think I saw Wyndham Clark or Matt Fitzpatrick hit a single golf ball. And
they didn't show Jason Day at all today.
Well, he was 3 over. He kind of earned that one. I don't think he made a birdie today. He did not.
What do we make of Brooks? It's felt like he's hit the golf ball really well almost every time we've seen him, and it just hasn't worked. He's not been really close. I think he's backdoored a couple top 10s. He played a really good round Friday, I think, to get to like -3 or -4 going into the weekend, and kind of got it a couple under at times during his round, and just never sustained it.
He went to live, he lost his edge, and now he's past his prime, trying to work his way back.
That was going to be where I was going with it.
He's
He's 35, and the best of it might be by him.
It's a high bar to be an elite golfer in the world.
So what you're saying, Buck, during this podcast tonight, is that you're a fan of Liv. You like Liv, is what we're getting at?
I don't think that it's benefited the guys that went to it.
Also, I think there's a little bit of a difference in the game of golf when he was stacking up those majors versus what it is today. I mean, his real run was 2017 through 2019. He grabbed the PGA in 2023 too, but like 2017, 2018, 2019 is like a very different golf landscape than it is today. Like the length and power and, ball speed is up significantly in those 8 years. Mm-hmm. And he's long-ish. Don't get me wrong. He's not a short hitter, but like he's not bombing it.
He was then, and he's not. Mm-hmm. I think that's the difference, right? Like,
yeah, it's trended that way. There's a lot more young guys that hit it way far, so he doesn't separate himself with his length anymore like he did for a little bit there.
Wiater and I watched one of those guys hit a golf ball on Tuesday when we were at the Masters. Marco Penge.
Yeah,
hit one of the most incredible tee shots on 8. Like, flew the bunker on the right side, like, carried everybody else by, like, 30 yards. We were just like, oh, like, that thing's different. But just not used to playing American golf, I don't think, yet. First year coming over from the European tour. But he's going to get it out there one of these weeks.
Yeah, he's going to win a tour event sooner or later with that length. Like, there's enough events that set up to, like, just hit it out there as far as you can, go find it, and get it on or around the green and make some putts for the week, and you're going to be there.
Rough day looked real easy. Like, real easy.
Rough day for Marco today. That was 78 out of him today.
It was a rough tournament for a lot of the bombers. Rory obviously not, but Potgieter was way at the bottom. Minwoo Lee was way at the bottom. There were a lot of bombers way down the list.
Can we talk coverage for a minute, Jeff? This is kind of your block, and I didn't hear you complain about it much today, but I was disappointed with coverage today. I mean, there was a stretch. And he wasn't completely out of it at this point. Like, he was kind of out of it. But Sam Burns birdied 3 of 4 holes. And the first time we saw any of those shots was like a tap-in birdie on 16.
It was probably payback for us not having to watch what he went through on 2.
Yeah, I mean, that too.
Was one of the more egregious ones. Was like he's hitting what we all would have assumed was his third shot. Like, oh, maybe he hit it left and had to punch out, or maybe he hit it right and had to punch out, or he was in the bunker. And they're like, and here's Burns' 4th, smoked over the back of the green by a mile. And that was when he was tied for the lead. Yeah. And I guess I had, at the time, put 2 and 2 together, because very few people love ripping the broadcast the way I do. But that was a little shocking. And yeah, he did make a little run on the back 9, and it felt like they had already made a decision to move him off of the television window. And they weren't going to really show his shots anymore.
They were doing some weird camera angles too. Like, they showed Rory's like bunker shot on 18. It's like, hey, if he just gets this on the green, like, this is the tournament. Like, can I see where the ball goes?
They also lost both the balls,
having no clue where either of those guys were. There didn't seem like there was anybody even with the group to be like, oh, hey, I'm up by the bunker now. Like, Rory's in the bunker.
Yeah, that was really an odd moment. And I thought on 16, when Rory putted it from where he was behind the green, I thought for sure they were going to give us a flashback of Tiger's chip in from back there.
Yeah.
They never
he hit
went
it
to
back
that.
there, and I was like, oh, that's the Tiger spot. Like,
They had all kinds of time to kill. And then I was like, well, maybe, then I was like, well, have they even mentioned Tiger? Like, maybe they had an agreement to not bring him up
oh,
because
that's a
of his
good
recent
point.
DUI or something. I don't know.
Yeah, that might have been it. Augusta might have put out
They also
the word.
really missed.
Mm-hmm.
They really missed a par 5 tee-ball of, I think, Rory's. Was it 15? Where they just, like, were looking, like, left side of the fairway and, like, you just never saw a ball. And then they're like, oh, he's over there in the trees. Like, okay.
You know what my favorite thing is? And this isn't just like CBS at the Masters or CBS anywhere. It's all golf. It's like they will have shot tracer on like 90% of the shots all week. And then you'll like sit there and be like, oh, this is a big shot. And then the ball will come off and there'll be no shot tracer. And you'll be like, what are we doing? Why is this one no shot tracer? And it's like, he's not out in the woods. It's like, this is like a par 3 tee ball and you've been shot tracering it all week. And then all of a sudden this one, and it really matters. And all of a sudden you're just looking the guy in the face and then they flip around to the green. You're like, okay, like, I don't know. That one bugs me.
I noticed that too. I think my comment about the coverage is just like, I turn the TV on and I'm like, well, what app am I supposed to go to? Or what channel is this shit on? Like, it's Paramount, it's Prime, it's this. Holy shit.
I do
go back
appreciate no commercials, though.
To go back to the shot tracer, I thought Justin Rose's golf tournament was over on, I believe it was 13.
13.
He was left, and they gave him a shot tracer that looked very realistic. Like, it looked like a ball that was going to start at the flag, and he just happened to lose it right. And I was like, oh, well, nice knowing you. Like, I know that any ball right there kicks into that water, and he's cooked. And then you see the ball, like, land a couple feet from the hole and roll out to what was like a makeable. And that was really the end of Justin Rose. Like, he had, 25 feet for eagle, and he runs it 6 feet by and misses the comebacker, and that was about it.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, that would have got him back to 11. And at the time, I think he would have only been one back of Rory.
Yeah.
I think the eagle putt was to tie.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It was. I believe that's right. Or at least get
the bad shot tracers can really be, for us who are in the fantasy golf space and the pick space, they can be quite interesting until you see that ball land sometimes.
Yeah, the weird shot tracer, it really throws you for a loop. And yes, the no commercials thing is so good because we're gonna go watch the PGA in a month, and we're just gonna get bombarded with commercials, and it's gonna be like, oh my god, whatever little dumb complaining I'm doing about this TV coverage, we're gonna be like, holy shit, was that just a joyous afternoon of watching golf?
Mm-hmm.
And I do think they always struggle when like a lot of guys get in contention because there was like that stretch from like 7 to like 14-ish, give or take, where there was McIlroy, Scheffler, Hatton was making a run, Henley was there, Rose was there, Young. They dropped Burns, but like there was enough guys kind of floating around that they were like, where do we go? And they like to. I think the ideal situation for somebody running a golf telecast is like, just give us like 3 guys, the 2 guys in the final group and like a guy out in a group ahead, so we can like set the scene that way. And when you get like 6 guys, it makes it probably pretty damn hard, especially when a couple of them are way out ahead, like a Hatton or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, gentlemen, anything else to add from this 90th playing of the Masters?
No, I think
it was an exciting tournament.
I thought Saturday was awesome. I thought Saturday was one of the most fun days of watching golf I've had in a while.
Saturday was good. Today was
Today was almost there.
Yeah, it was like on the edge, but we didn't quite get the moment that you kind of look for.
Yep.
But it was still a great day. I mean, Rory still only won by one, right? So there was people that made it interesting. You had to watch it till the end.
Yeah.
But it was, just wasn't quite.
Weekend turned out to be a hell of a lot better than I think we kind of thought it was going to be Friday evening. Like,
and you thought it was going to be Friday evening.
I thought there was no chance. I thought he got the monkey off his back and he was going to cruise to this thing. I was like, he's going to push this up around 18, 19 under. And the talk coming down the stretches is he going to get the scoring record. I was wrong.
Golf course held up. Golf course held up despite all the people saying it was too soft.
They definitely softened it up Friday from Thursday because I thought we were going to get carnage Friday afternoon, and that did not happen.
I thought it was kind of soft on the weekend.
Yeah, I thought all in all it played just fine. So I enjoyed it. It was a good weekend. It was a good conversation with you fellas. Thanks for joining me. We'll do more of these as the summer rolls on. Still got 3 more majors ahead of us. Jordan Spieth, your guys' boy, going for the career Grand Slam next month. You guys going to hop back on the train? You want to get early on the train early? Really stake your name to it?
I'm not giving up on him. I don't think he's going to win, but he could.
I saw someone tweet, maybe it was Kyle Porter or someone like that. Like, now's not the time to get back on the train. It's the time to double down. But it won't be next month. It won't be next month.
You're putting yourself on the record right now, Jeff. In 1 month's time, we're going to be talking about Justin Rose.
That's right.
All right, we'll put it on the list for you.
I like it.
All right, fellas. Well, I appreciate it. Have a good rest of your evening, and thanks for joining me.
See you, boys.
See ya.
Time for some passing thoughts. All right, I'm rolling a lot of stuff into passing thoughts. Talked with the boys about Augusta for a long time. Obviously, the main topic, but we don't need to keep you here forever. So, first off, Flyers. It's come down to this week. They are win and in if they win tonight on Monday. I don't know if that's the case. I would have to assume. Yeah, the Flyers' magic numbers is 2 games with their loss on Sunday. The New York Islanders have been eliminated from the postseason race. Capitals' win kept them in the race at 93 points. Columbus remains at 92. However, both teams have played 81 games, leaving just 2 points on the table. Flyers have 94 points, meaning a win on Monday puts them at 96, separates them from the Capitals to clinch a postseason position. If Philadelphia beats the Carolina Hurricanes on Monday, they'll end up be in the playoffs. In the event they lose on Monday, then the 3rd spot in the Metro Division goes to Game 82. If the Flyers lose on Monday and fail to earn a point on Tuesday, then the winner of the Blue Jackets Capitals games makes the playoffs. However, all that is a moot point if the Flyers can win on Monday, winning in, and Philadelphia breaks a 5-season drought. So, yeah, I mean, it's as simple as that. Just win. Just winning in. Flyers have 94 points with 2 games remaining. Caps and Blue Jackets at 93 and 92. I believe, like I said, they play on Tuesday as well. So there's, 2 points. 2 points over the remaining 2 games. That's all the Flyers need, and they get in. Just win this one. Be done with it. Then Tuesday is nothing. Monday night, coming up here in just a minute. Just beat the Canes. Beat the Canes. I think the Canes are pretty much. Yeah, the Sabres. They have the same amount of points as the Sabres for maybe the best spot in that division. They can't get. Or no, sorry, I was looking at the Canadians. No, the Canes are set. The Canes are the number 1 overall seed. Hopefully, they're taking it easy. They don't want to play anybody. We can get by that. So we'll be locked in here shortly to hopefully see the Flyers get themselves to the postseason and just do it. Just do it. I've been on this ride since I think the 21-22 season. It's been rough. Like we gotta get this thing back on the rails. Gotta get it back on the rails. It's been a tough one. It's been a tough one out there. Guards, the Cleveland Guardians, finally lose the series. They get roughed up twice by the Braves. 11-5 Friday, 13-1 last night. And then they mixed in a 6-0 win. Parker Messick on the mound for that remains phenomenal. He goes 6 2/3, allows only 4 hits, no earned runs, strikes out 5. You get a home run from Jose in that game as well. Not a lot of other bright spots in that Braves game, in that Braves series. With the Royals, though, drop the first one and go on to pick up the series win. Get a 2-1 victory on Tuesday. A Rocchio walk-off single in the bottom of the 9th with runners on first and second. His 4th career walk-off, they said. He's kind of low-key clutch. I don't know. I just have this vision of like him hitting some big balls in some big moments and being kind of low-key clutch. And then Wednesday, they rough him up, get 3 in the first. Jose hits a ball off the pitcher's hand. He tries to stay in. They have 2 outs when Jose hits the ball off the pitcher's hand as he's trying to field it. That leads to Chase DeLauder with a big 2-run double. And they tacked one more on there as well. And then just to top it all off, Angel Martinez. I almost said Angel Ramirez. Angel Martinez hits a grand slam in the 8th inning just to completely shut the door in a 5-run 8th inning, take it from 5-2 up to 10-2, and the Guards take care of business in that series. So got to bounce back. Got the Cardinals in St. Louis, and then come back home for a 4-game set with the Orioles. So games all week for them. Just a full plate this week. Let's just take a peek at what we're looking at with the Cards and the Orioles. Orioles leading a very, very bunched AL East. 8-7 with them, the Yankees and the Rays, Red Sox and Blue Jays 6-9. Not seeing a lot of good stuff out of Red Sox Twitter, I will say. Red Sox Twitter not very happy. Cards 8-7 as well. So get back off the schneid to getting kind of your face punched in against the Cardinals, and just make everything right. Just make it all right. It'll all be okay. It'll all be okay. Long season. It's April. Like, I don't think we can start really worrying and talking and digging deep into batting averages and production. I mean, highlight the stuff that's good. DeLauder's been a delight. Parker Messick has been, early on fantastic, but let's not get carried away. We just don't need to get carried away with anything yet. I mean, it's like I said, it's early. We're 16 games in. We've played 10% of the games. 10%. It's pretty crazy that we've already played 10% of the games in baseball. But anyway, let's move on to a kind of a true passing thoughts time. We talked a ton about the Masters. We didn't talk about Masters food. I make every year egg salad, and then the roommate makes pimento cheese. So we can have pimento cheese and egg salad sandwiches. I found the perfect egg salad sandwich recipe this year. It's salt, pepper, hard boil your eggs, then salt, pepper, little Duke's mayo. I prefer the Duke's mayo. If you got Hellman's, you're fine. Don't be using any off-brand stuff though. And then the Low Country Gold from the Tailgate Foodie, and the White Lightning Alabama white barbecue sauce from the Tailgate Foodie with a little paprika. And that is your perfect egg salad. The Low Country Gold is a mustard-based barbecue sauce. That on its own isn't necessarily my thing, but if you just get a little bit mixed into that egg salad, gives it a nice, rich color, a little golder color as well. That Alabama White Lightning. Kind of use that half and half with your mayo. You're not completely replacing the mayo with that, but it is just adds a little tang, a little taste to it. Just absolutely perfect. Then, like I said, the roommate made some pimento cheese. And then I got a real bug up my ass Saturday morning that I wanted to make breakfast sandwiches. And she was like, well, I already made bacon for some other stuff. And there's some bacon, in the fridge. You can, make us bacon, egg, and pimento cheese sandwiches. And I was like, I'm more of a sausage egg and cheese guy for a sandwich. I think the sausage patty fills out whatever bread vehicle you're using better, whether it's bread or a roll or a bagel or an English muffin. The sausage fully matches whatever your bread vehicle is. Whereas the bacon, you get a bite where you just might not have bacon. You give me just bacon or sausage straight up to eat, I'm taking bacon every time. But when I'm talking about a sandwich, whether it's a croissant, which is the best way to eat a breakfast sandwich, is a sausage, egg, and cheese croissant. Oh, out of this world, nothing better. Not a thing better in this world. But you give me just straight up bacon. Okay, so I was like, nah, I want some sausage. She's like, well, we don't have any sausage patties. We usually get some pre-made sausage patties from this place called Jones. Makes phenomenal pork products. And we didn't have any of those. So I was like, she's like, but we do have a pound of ground pork in there. You can make your own. So next thing you know, I'm looking it up. I'm making my own. You know, when you're making pork sausage balls, your hands are just gritty. I got in way over my head. It was not what I was looking for, but it came out phenomenal. So we went toast with some pimento cheese spread on each the top and bottom piece. That nice, beautiful homemade sausage patty, a good fried egg. Close it down. Roommate put a little tomato on hers. I'm not a tomato guy, but did make the cross section picture look very, very good. I'm not going to lie to you. It made the cross section picture. I mean, you look at that and you tell me that doesn't look phenomenal right there. Mine shows you a little bit more of the pimento cheese kind of sneaking out. I did end up cutting that as well. But, just fantastic. I usually like a little bit runnier of an egg on my sandwiches. Not super runny. I don't want it just like over easy. Like an over medium, so there's a little run. I went just completely fried it, so it was firm all the way across, because with the pimento cheese was a little, it's not soupy, but it's not firm. It's kind of softer. So I didn't need the egg running all over that and making a big mess. But those were fantastic. Just absolutely fantastic. Fantastic. Also, spring has sprung here. This morning I walked the dog, shorts and a t-shirt. All I was wearing, shorts and a t-shirt, nothing else. It wasn't too hot. I wasn't too cold. It was a wonderful, wonderful day. Also mowed the lawn for the first time. It looked, I was looking at it this afternoon. It looks like with all this rain we've got, looks like it could already be done again. I do like mowing the lawn, man. I don't know. There's something about it. Puts me at ease. You get out there, you get yourself some nice stripes. It's really, you throw a podcast in, it's just really soothing. Just a soothing, settling, easy going. You're just back and forth. And then one of the real beauties was it was about to rain that night, and I beat it in. And a fresh cut lawn that then gets rained on, and it just pops green the next day, especially in the spring when it's been, cool, and then the sun is coming out, and the grass goes from that kind of ratty looking, a little brown and, dormant, and then it just pops green. Oh, what a day. What a day. The final, we've done our final indoor golf. I got a tee time scheduled for Wednesday after work. Like, let's go. Warm weather's coming. It's quite sticky today. I mean, our house, as I was, making my lunch in between at my lunch break, we've had the windows open, but it is a humid day. There's definitely more rain and storms coming tonight, but you could just like feel the humidity in the house. Like you could feel everything about it. Like even the floor was like not wet, but like you could just tell there was a touch of moisture all in the air, and it's just kind of gotten all over everything. Not a big fan of humidity, so I'll be happy when this goes away and it, the air dries out a touch. But yeah, what a wonderful time of year. I'll just end on these two things. I did see, I don't know anything about this guy. I'm not taking a stance, nothing, but I'm just going to read a tweet from Hillary Clinton about some international happenings. The end of Viktor Orban's autocratic regime is a victory not just for Hungary, but for people who value democracy around the world. Congratulations to Tiza, to incoming leader Peter Megari, and to Hungarians everywhere. And apparently what happened was this guy, Viktor Orban, had been, they keep calling him an autocratic regime. And then what I saw was that he was voted out of power, and I didn't understand. How can you be autocratic and then be voted out of power? I didn't think it usually works like that. So I don't know. Maybe our politicians are all liars, every single last one of them. And then this was the other thing I saw. BET has reportedly greenlit a new series, Who's the Baby Daddy?, hosted by Maury Povich. So I saw that. Maury's back in business, everybody. All right, let's go wrap this thing up. Closing time, everybody. I just want to say thank you to everyone. Appreciate all the support. Appreciate all your watches, your listens. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you to producer Kevy for helping us get started down this video path. Again, don't forget, next week, Thursday, NFL Draft, live show on YouTube. Me and MJ, Ole Walls House, Full Range Podcast, Dual Podcast live. Going to come on about 15 minutes before the draft, take you through every single pick, every last one of them. You get us for the full 3.5, 4 hours, whatever it is now. I think they brought down the time in between picks now, but you get us for the whole thing. Hopefully have some special guests stopping in. It'll be a great time. If you want to support MJ, you can find him on the Full Range Pod at Spotify and Apple, or on the Ole Walls House YouTube channel. You can support through the merch shop. You can find his merch, my merch. It'll be a great time. So, back next week as well. Hoping to have a little something in the works for that too. But until then, peace.